During this session, we're going to be talking about what systems, technology that we use within the toll fuels vehicles. We use NBTA, MDVR, which is a mobile digital video recording system, and we use DSS. They're the obvious ones, but there is others within our fleet and vehicles that we incorporate. So why do we use these systems? We use these systems for three things: to manage our driver performance, to ensure that they're compliant with the appropriate legislation, and, believe it or not, contrary to what popular belief is, their well-being. So what do we see? We see fatigue compliance, speed, location, braking, which is tags into a topic that we'll be talking about shortly. We have incident management, duress alarms fitted in our vehicles. We're able to message our drivers, communicate with them when they're mobile, harsh braking reports, acceleration, and everything else. Those systems are managed by exception only. We don't sit there, or I don't sit there and troll through every piece of data that the system produces. I'd be seeing the headspace and wellbeing for trucks and sheds people. So I manage by exception, and if an exception pops up, I investigate it, and we do something about it. IVMS provides the drivers and toll with significant benefits: the more efficient incident management, investigations, provides the drivers with a not at fault support when regards to an incident. We've had a couple of incidents that resulted in pretty tragic outcomes, and as a result of having the digital video to show the authorities that this is what happened, that driver was exempted from any further responsibility. So it does benefit the driver, and it can be used in that way. Identify opportunities for continuous improvement, and in-cabin design setup, because you just don't want a whole row of stuff in front of the driver. You've got to make sure it's all aesthetically pleasing. And we also use the systems to assist and improve road safety and prevent injuries and incidents with our drivers. So this slide just shows you what the inside of a cabin of one of our trucks would look like. A lot of it you can't see, but a lot of it, the benefits are quite obvious. We have our cameras over on the left-hand side there. We've got DSS looking at the driver. We've got in-vehicle, the units itself, they're all hidden underneath the the dashboard. And we've got the DSS system and the MTData tablet. The tablet is probably the main piece of equipment that the drivers are going to see benefit from. We've got basically a standard tablet in there, and the tablet is able to store documents, messages, send emails, texts, not while the driver's driving, of course, but it's able to receive a lot of this stuff. And we can put other elements or systems into that tablet and enable the driver to be able to communicate and get access for operational purposes, deliveries, and so on. The next slide just gives a bit more of an enhancement as to the types of equipment that we have on our trucks. In addition to the standard IVMS, in-vehicle monitoring systems, we have IAP fitted in some of our vehicles. We all know Intelligent Access Program vehicles for MAS. We have the MTData in-cab touchscreen tablets, cameras. We have 4 cameras fitted to our trucks, 2 on each in the cabin, or 1 pointing forward, 1 looking at the driver, and we have 1 on each mirror looking towards the rear. We have the IVU, which is the in-vehicle unit. It has it manages all of these systems. We have our sensor hubs. We have turntable systems that detect whether the turntable's coupled or not, and we're able to do something about it if the appropriate messages or alarms go off. And we also have rollover detection systems through the RSS system. I'm just conscious of time, so I'm not going to spend too much on that. But yeah, as you can see from the drawing, we have a lot of stuff, okay? And it's all to one benefit, and that's to protect and manage and look after the driver. This one just gives you a couple of photos of some of the areas that we have to manage our in-cab driver technology. The one on the top, my top right, your top left, circles the cameras that are inside the system, inside the cabin, looking at the driver, as well as the tablet. The slide below with John in the picture, he's stationary, of course, touching the data pad. Over to the left, we've got a shot of a driver actually falling asleep at the wheel. And in the middle, down the bottom there, that's the toll control room in Tullamarine in Melbourne. At that far wall is wall-to-wall TVs. And all of these systems feed into that control room. And next slide, please. Oh, it's me doing that. The trailers. We have obviously the rollover safety systems protection fitted to each axle group. We have EBS, ABS and everything else with an S on it. We have auto steer axles on our 23-metre trailers, as Les spoke about before. It enables us to get into tighter locations. And we also have our trailers fitted with load weight cells on the axle groups, so we can detect the weights of the axle groups from the in-cab system. As you can see, technology plays a great part within the fuels business. It's something we hang our hat on and to the benefit of our business. And to this day, I just don't know how we did without it in the past, to be honest. So it's a great. I really appreciate the amount of effort that Toll put into putting these systems in their trucks. And at the end of the day, the drivers appreciate the support they get through them as well. Thank you.